So yeah, all in all, we've got 24 stations left to do, all of which are either on the Argyle line, Cathcart Circle line, or South Western line. I guess I'll see you guys same place this morning. Okay, hello. It is currently, I think, 8:57 a.m. I've got about 15 minutes until my train from Baillieston Station, so I'm gonna maybe quickly pop into Greg's, we'll see, and then I'll go down to the station. Also, I remembered that my funky glasses with the cameras on them exist. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be using those today. It's very grim outside today, so I'm probably not gonna wear the sunglasses proper, but rather have them dangling off my collar. Admittedly, it does mean that it's going to be in a 9:16 aspect ratio, which is a bit annoying, but nevertheless, we persist. Right, and that's 9 o'clock. We can start going. Next train's at 9:14, so 14 minutes to do. An 11-minute walk's pretty good. Oh, I could have just got the bus down to the station. Yeah, oh well, it's not a long walk at all. Okay, so having a look at all the stations I've got left to tick off. They're all just on the Argyle line, i.e. Baillieston, Mount Vernon, Carmyle, Dalmarnock, Bridgeton and Exhibition Centre, which, really stupid of me not to have ticked off Exhibition Centre earlier. And then the rest are all either South Western line or Cathcart Circle. So, today's hopefully going to be quite easy. How do I get into the station? Oh, entrance is over there, alright. Oh, anywho, that's Baillieston Station. Probably look like a complete melt just talking to myself. I've decided I should probably take the glasses off whilst I'm actually at the station so I don't just seem like some bumbling crack addict. But yeah, there's no ticket office here, and I haven't sighted any ticket machines either, so I'm gonna have to try to buy my ticket on the train. They're pretty rubbish if I can. And wouldn't you know, it's 3:20. What did I expect? However, this does look like it's maybe one of the refurbs. Right, there we go, Mount Vernon. And I have got my roundabout ticket. Always feels weird having these weird paper ones, but I mean, the QR code bit makes it easier for me to actually, you know, get through ticket barriers. Oh, you bastard. Alright, okay, now I've got to walk down to Carmyle, and then from there, head up to, I think, Dalmarnock. Right, okay, I have decided that, as stupid as I may look wearing these glasses, it's probably better wearing them like this than having them around my neck, for the sole reason that, you know, if I'm doing it like this, it means I don't have to do some weird rotational stuff in post-production. Alright, it's supposedly 25-minute walk down London Road to get to Carmyle Station, so that should get me in with probably just enough time to make next train up to Dalmarnock. These are all really quite posh houses. It's quite surprising, especially considering I don't think most people would want to have their very large... Oh, that's a Lothian BZL. Most people probably won't want to have their very posh housing next to possibly one of the biggest motorways in the entire country. Like, if you were to ask me what I thought the biggest motorways in Scotland were, I would say the M8, the M9, and the M74. The M74's right on some of these people's gardens. Anyway, here's Carmyle Station. Here we are. Right, okay, time currently is, I think, 9:42. Next train is at 9:49, so I've got about 7 minutes till the next train. I'm going to take that to Dalmarnock, get in 9:56, and then what I'm going to do to save time is I'm going to run from Dalmarnock to Bridgeton. It's supposedly a 15-minute walk. I think if I'm quick enough I'll be able to make it, and then next train from there is at 10:08, so from Bridgeton I'll get that to the Exhibition Centre, take that off, double back on myself to Glasgow Central, and then I'm going to start taking off the Cathcart Circle line. And there's my train, and what a surprise, it's a 3:20, I swear to God.
The next train platform.
Right, okay, that's Dalmarnock done, and now I have 12 minutes, so best be quick getting out here and heading down to Bridgeton. I'll tell you what, actually, there's an 18 just back there. I can get that up to Bridgeton, can't I? Yeah, I'll do that. Hiya, signal please. Brilliant, cheers. Alright, thank you very much, sir. Have a great day. There you go. I know it's a very short bus ride, but it saves me having to run from Dalmarnock. So, well, that was very fortunate timing all around. I think I've got about like 6 minutes until the train. So, right, here we are. Next train is in. Yeah, okay, it's supposedly in 6 minutes. Right, okay, I'm just having a wee look here, and I've taken off all the stations on Apple Maps. Once we got to Exhibition Centre, we'll have done all of the stations north of the Clyde, and then we'll just have to do all the stations on the southwestern line through to Maryhill, and then all the stations on the Cathcart Circle, including the Neilston branch down to Muir End, and the Newton branch to Croftfoot. Right, okay, this train's really quite busy, so here we are. Right, Exhibition Centre. Now, just go to the other platform, get the next train I can. Oh my god, guys, I don't believe it. It's a 3:20 again. Just had a look. I'm going to have an extremely tight connection for the next train, Neilston bound. So, if I want to make that, I'm going to have to be snappy. Oh, you bastard. Thank you. Right on time, thank God. Jeez. Very lucky timing there. Yeah, if I didn't make this train, I think the next train to go down to Pollokshields East wouldn't be for like another half hour. There we go. Right, and now we're going to go on a little bit of a walk. I'm just glad that, as far as I'm aware, I'm not in a huge rush for the next train out of here, so all's well. Peak acceleration noise. Wee, my beloved. Anything to keep up snap streaks. I've just came to the realization that I'm about a 5-minute walk from Pollokshields West, and there is a train that'll take me up to Maxwell Park in 7 minutes. So that'll save me a bit more walking, hopefully speed this process up a wee bit. Oh, there it is, and it's a 3:18 instead of a 3:20. Might not love 3:18s either, but A, it's a change of pace, and B, I prefer 3:18s quite dramatically to the 3:20s anyway, so.
Pollokshields West. This train is commuting. Next stop is Maxwell Park.
A lot of island platforms on the Cathcart Circle. It's quite interesting because most of the other stations in Glasgow are sort of split platforms on either side of the tracks. However, with the Cathcart Circle, it's basically all just islands. There we go, Maxwell Park. God damn it, it's desolate here. There's just nobody around. Okay, right ho then. Now I need to work out best way to walk to Crossmaloof. But before I do that, I need to work out how the hell to get out of here, because quite frankly, I can't exactly seem to find the exit. Oh, there we go. It's probably the way that says way out to get out. Right, it is supposedly a 26-minute walk to get from here. Oh, I need to go this way. Supposedly 26-minute walk to get from here to Crossmaloof station, and then onwards to Queen's Park. Actually, hang on. Next train to Barhead's at 11:06. Should I maybe just quickly go take off Nits Hill? That doesn't feel like a half bad idea, actually. Yeah, once I get into Crossmaloof, I'll just get the train down to Maryhill. Okay, that works. Saves me having to do it later on. I feel like getting it out of the way whilst I'm going past one of the stations on the Southwestern line makes the most sense. Okay, and that is Crossmaloof station. Now I think it's like 2 minutes until the train towards Barhead arrives. So I'll take that to Maryhill, double back on myself to go to Kennishead, double back on myself further to take off Priest Hill and Darnley, and then might even just take the bus back into general Cathcart area. We'll see. I forgot that the line's actually electrified all the way down to Barhead. I thought I was going to have a 156, but I'll take another 380 gladly. The entire front two carriages of this, I think, 3-car train, it's just desolate. There's like 3 people here. I'm so annoyed. I'm gonna get into Priest Hill and Darnley station once I've done the other two at 11:45, which means I'm barely going to miss. I'm gonna get into Priest Hill and Darnley station after I've done Maryhill and Kennishead at, I think, 45 past 11. And I'm annoyed about that because it means I'm barely going to miss a 57, which leaves at 11:43. And it's a Gemini as opposed to like an E400 EV or whatever. I know it's far from, you know, the rarest thing in the world, but at the same time, like, they're 57 reg Geminis. I don't think that they're going to be in service for heaps of time longer. With all hope, I'll make it if it gets delayed. There we go. Right, now I've just got about 15-minute wait here until this train gets back from Barhead, because I forgot that Barhead is literally just outside of the city of Glasgow. Might I be able to get my little kick today? There's a little! Alright, got my scran. Now let's head back to Maryhill station. Alright, here we are, Maryhill station again. Train should be in like 2 minutes. There we go, Kennishead, and now we have a grand total of 5 minutes to just cross over and get the train towards Kilmarnock, down to Priest Hill and Darnley, and as I've said several times now, hopefully make the 57. And here's our train, 2 minutes on 156. Guess whose bus is running 3 minutes late? I've got a 2-minute connection, but I should make that 57. Thank God! There we go. Oh, sorry. There we go. Alright, thank you. There we go. Alright. So, 11:44 bus is supposedly 11:46. Where's the stop? Right there. Bazinga. Single, please. Brilliant, cheers. Right, well then, just 20 minutes on this up to Pollokshalls West, and then it's time to do some walking around the general Shawlands area. Right, okay. Pollokshalls West station, just on the right. I'm gonna tick that off, and then we're going on a wee stroll. Very ominous but pleasant entrance. Feels both very posh and also a bit daunting. There we are. Apparently my best course of action from here is to get a 57 or a 57A. If I had just got the train from Priest Hill and Darnley up to Pollokshalls West, I could have got on that 57. Then again, that would mean I'd only got about 5 minutes on it as opposed to 25. So maybe it was worth it. Okay, 1 minute for a 57A, and that's also a Gemini. Get in. I know that Geminis are just its normal allocation, but as someone who is kind of a sucker for the first bus Geminis, aren't we all? We're veg. I'm kind of glad that that's 2 buses in a row where I managed to get one. Just had a wee look. Irritatingly looks as though, because the 57A is running about 4 minutes late, apparently, I'm barely going to miss a train from Shawlands down the Cathcart Circle. So I think what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to walk all the way from Shawlands to, ideally, probably, I think, like Langside or whatever. Back-to-back Geminis, I'm tweaking out. Hiya. Single, please, Shawlands. Brilliant, cheers. Thank you very much, have a great day. Right, so Shoreland Station, and then from here I'm gonna walk via Pollokshaws East to get to Langside, and then I'm gonna get a train to Croftfoot, and then either walk to Kings Park or get the train. We'll see, I'll check timings once I'm at Langside. And with Shoreland Station out the way, I believe it's less than 10 stations left to go. 9 stations, we've got 2.5 hours to complete them. So I'm gonna start walking down to Pollokshaws East, and then from there walk down to Langside, train to Croftfoot, double back to Kings Park, and then Cathcart, and then Muir End, and then we'll just do the last wee bit of the Cathcart Circle. Should work out well. Oh, I don't like this bridge because I'm on the underside of a bridge, but I'm also on a bridge itself. It's wrong. Right. Pollokshaws East. I'm done with all the Pollock stations. Hallelujah. So there's a train from Langside in 20 minutes, and it's supposedly a 13-minute walk, so I'm just gonna leisurely stroll down now. Okay, so these goggles are on the verge of dying, so I've got like a cable plugged into the side of them so that it doesn't die. So now I just look insane. Okay, Jesus Christ, Glasgow, I get it. I'm poor. Leave me alone. Here we are, Langside Station. And now we're actually on the platform at Shoreland. Okay, on the train, it's class 320 again. We've seen that coming. But yeah, taking this to Croftfoot Station should arrive in about 7 minutes. But yeah, only have a couple more stations to take off. We've got Kings Park, Queen's Park, Mount Florida, Muir End, Cathcart, Cross Hill, and Croftfoot. So definitely going to be able to do those in the next 2 hours. And if I don't, it's because I know I've been shot and killed. But yeah, what I'm going to do is we should get into Croftfoot at 1:08. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to walk to Cathcart from Croftfoot via Kings Park Station. So that's 3 I'll probably be able to take off in, I think, half an hour. From there, I'll get a train to Muir End and then back up to probably Queen's Park. And then I'll do Cross Hill and then finish off at Mount Florida. Of course, that's probably not going to be exactly how I do it because God knows what the timetables will be like, but it's how I intend on doing it. There we are, that's Croftfoot Station. Now to walk back the way I came down to Kings Park Station, which you can barely just see down there. I love how quiet all the Cathcart Circle line stations are. Like, it's just nothing. Honestly, you know what? My knee's in absolute agony. And there's a 34 from the stop over there in about 6 minutes. So I honestly think I'll just get that up to Kings Park because my left knee's just in an absolute state. Okay, I've had a look. If I'm quick, once I get into Kings Park Station, I can really quickly attempt to run in, take it off, and then get a 75 down to Cathcart. That might be my best strategy. Hi, second place just up the road. Thank you. Alright, thank you very much. Have a great day. Alright, so once this bus is passed, I'll just very quickly nip over to the station, and then I've got to nip back over to the 75. Alright, let's be quick with this. Right, and that's Kings Park Station. Now back down we go. Let's see. Oh shit, it's there. There we go. Hi. Single place Cathcart. Thank you. Well, that was really an intense sprint. Okay, I made a little bit of a mistake in looking at the 75 route map, so I'm gonna have to do things a little bit differently now. Yeah, okay, apparently one of the panels on the bus got damaged because it hit a curb. So now it's quite badly scratched and bent. So it's the stop before I was supposed to get off, so I'll just get off. And what you know, it's gone out of service. What's up? But yeah, I thought the 75 sort of went around the back end of Cathcart. I didn't realise that it ran from Kings Park via Hampton Park and Ride. So I've gotten off just a wee bit before Cross Hill. and I'm gonna get the train from Cross Hill Station down to Muir End instead. It's a good thing I got off when I did, because that bus stop's not in use, so it just meant I'd have to walk all the way back down again. Oh well, Cross Hill Station's literally just up here anyway, so here we go. Alright, it's Cross Hill Station done. So now get the train down to Muir End. Once we're there, bus back up into Cathcart. Take off Cathcart in Mount Florida. And then last but not least, Queen's Park. Okay, so I have had a look. My train towards Muir End should arrive in a matter of about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. That'll get me into Muir End Station for exactly 10 to 2. And then there will be a 4 towards Broomhill at 59 past 1, which will get me into Cathcart for 4 past 2. And then at 14 past 2, I can get the train up to Mount Florida and then take off Queen's Park. There we go. Right, that's Muir End Station, I think the most southerly of all the stations. So here's a wee tip of something that I hope at least like 2 of you find interesting. I wasn't actually sure whether or not to include Muir End in this challenge, for the sole reason that, according to Apple Maps, it lies both perfectly within Glasgow City Council area and East Renfrewshire Council area. And if we have a look to where I entered, which is sort of tiny wee cut a bit up there, we can see that on this side of the junction it's East Renfrewshire Council, and on this side of the junction it's Glasgow City Council. So I wasn't sure whether or not Muir End actually fell within Glasgow or East Renfrewshire, or both. But yeah, in the end I decided that even if it only sort of fell like a third of the way into Glasgow City Council and the remaining 2/3 were within East Renfrewshire, that still means that at least part of the station's within Glasgow City Council. So yeah, I included it. I then also had a look at Google Earth, and yeah, no, Muir End Station's definitely within Glasgow City Council area. Hiya, single please, Cathcart. But thank you. Okay, just 5 minutes on this, we should be in Cathcart, and then I think I have like a 6-minute connection to get to the station, so... thank you very much, sir. Have a great day. Time currently is, I think, 9 past 2. Train's at 14 past 2, so I'm just going to really quickly take off Cathcart, and then we'll do Queen's Park, and last but not least, we'll finish off at Mount Florida. Here we are, Cathcart Station. 58 done, 2 to go. Just on this for about 5 minutes up to Queen's Park. There we go, that's Queen's Park Station. And then next train from here is in, I think, yep, 6 minutes. And then take that down to... Oh god, there are 2 dogs attacking each other. Alright, let's get this over with. We're done, thank God. At last, I have now finally managed to visit every train station and subway station in Glasgow. Yippee. Alright, well that was Glasgow Station Scramble. Probably shouldn't have come out to do this 3rd day until when I wasn't feeling unwell, but I kind of just wanted to get this out of the way as soon as I could so that I could actually have something to do whilst I'm unwell. But yeah, no, I'm really pleased with how this has come along. I didn't think I was going to be able to do all 75 total stations in the 18-hour period, but it has actually worked out quite well, and with 27 minutes to spare, I've managed to get into Mount Florida Station. But yeah, if you guys have enjoyed this, then by all means, please consider liking and subscribing to see more content like this. If you would like to see a sort of Edinburgh approach to this, i.e. Edinburgh Transport Speedrun, which was what inspired me to do this, then you can click on it here. But yeah, no, thank you guys for watching, and I shall catch you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves.